Hi, I'm Kerry. I'm the host of Best of Us Investors. And like the title said, I'm selling some more of my Tesla stock. They're going to report earnings on Monday evening. And I suspect they'll have Elon will put on a good show and the price will go up. And if it goes up to $700 a share, I'll sell a portion of mine basically to raise money. I'll probably sell about 30 shares of it to raise $21,000. Why is that? Well, I have a static portfolio. That is, I don't add any money to it. So if I see opportunities elsewhere, I've got to sell something else to raise money. And I'll do that if I think there is a stock that is going to grow more rapidly than Tesla. Do I believe that Tesla will double in the next 2 years? No, I don't think so. I don't think it'll go to 1,400. But I do think that I know of some companies that my tribe has put me onto that are going to go 4 or 5 times over the next several years. So I need that money over in these other stocks. We did this just recently with Netlist. We bought it at 3. It went to 10. It's now back down to 8. And I'll do a video later today to explain why I think that happened. But what I want to talk about today is why I want to sell Tesla and what I think the opportunities are here that I can fivefold my money and the same time I might double my money with Tesla. Okay, stick with me and I'll get into this and I'll share my thoughts with you and then you make your decision. All right.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeyer.
Okay, my channel is going through a metamorphosis. When I think of a metamorphosis, I think of that caterpillar that turns into a butterfly, and that's what I feel like is happening. I have put together a group of people, and we're not a large group. We've got 150,000 subscribers. We have about I guess it's 18,000 that periodically come to our Discord, and we have a smaller group that actually participate on an active basis in the Discord. And what they do is share with me their ideas, and then we have an investment committee and we look deeper into them and we make a decision as to whether we think this is a viable situation. One of our tribe members, if you're a regular subscriber, you know about this, so bear with me for a second, brought to the attention of Netlist. Netlist has been involved in a 10-year-long lawsuit over a patent infringement by Google. And this patent infringement is the lifeblood of Google's search engine and a number of other people's search engines. And we're expecting that there's going to be a multi-billion-dollar lawsuit and then some continuing royalties from not only Google, but from other people that is going to take Netlist from a $3 stock to possibly a $20 or even $40 stock, depending upon the settlement. The case has already been decided. The judges basically said it's time to settle, and they gave them a period of time, which I believe is till March of 2021 to come to a settlement. We anticipate there'll be a settlement prior to that. But that's what the tribe does. It goes, and think of it this way. You have yourself and the YouTubers that you watch to help you put you on to the stock of the next big thing. We have right now about 3,000 people who are doing that within our tribe. And they brought to me just this last week a stock that's in the field that I'm interested in, and that is biotech. I've labored through this book, The Code Breaker, and I understand what has happened within the science and biotech industry as a result of the coronavirus. The science industry came together. They always in the past have been very competitive, not collaborative. But in order to find a vaccine for the virus, they became very collaborative. They became very working together. And a small company backed by some big money found a way to use artificial intelligence to take the work of thousands of people working in petri dishes independently and bringing their work together. And as a result of that, they found a pharmaceutical that would, with the help of Eli Lilly, that would stop a variant. Okay. With that being done, they have taken that technology of artificial intelligence working with multiple people and brought down the time it took to find this kind of therapy or kind of pharmaceutical from 3 years to 6 months, or maybe even 3 months. And so they own the patents that control this technology for a faster answer to the question of what does it take in order to stop this. Now, again, think of thousands of white coats working on petri dishes, trying this, no, that doesn't work. Trying this, no, that doesn't work. But now, taking the data they got from the first, no, this doesn't work, and sharing it with artificial intelligence so everybody else in the lab doesn't make the same mistake. And that everybody learns from everybody's mistake. And thus, the process speeds up. Now, this company that I'm interested in raising $23,000 or $21,000 for is a $15 stock. They have working relationships with some of the largest pharmaceutical companies in the world. They currently have about 27 partnerships with all the names that you would know. They anticipate by 2030 that's going to go to 1,000 partnerships. Now, they have a very interesting business plan. They charge cost for their services. Okay, so I'm Eli Lilly. Here's our work. You analyze it. You come back to us with the next step in using artificial intelligence and your patented and proprietary technology, and give us a quicker answer. As Lilly then goes through the clinical trials and then markets the drug, this company gets a royalty. Now, the royalties from what they did with Lilly on the coronavirus gave them a big spike. It's now settled back. It went as high as $57. It's now down to $15. But they are now out creating additional partnerships. By 2030, they are anticipating they're going to be working with 1,000 of the largest pharmaceutical companies and collecting royalties from each of them. It's projected, I've seen as high as a price on that stock of $900 a share. So that's why I'm selling my Tesla. Is it a shot in the dark? Yeah, it is. It is. Am I going to tell you the name of the company? No, I'm not. Why? Because we haven't done enough research yet. And that's what the tribe does. So why am I telling you this? Because I want you to join the tribe, particularly if you have any knowledge about pharmaceuticals, about artificial intelligence, so that we can get your knowledge in our ballpark so that we can make a good decision on this stock and other stocks. And that's how Best of Us Investors is going to run. We've tripled our money in Netlist. And as I said, I'll do another video as to my interpretation of what happened just this last week on that list. It dropped about 20%, and I'll share that with you. But nothing has changed on Netlist. This is what Best of Us Investors is all about. The first thing I'd like you to do is come to Best of Us Investors and join our Patreon. It costs $10 a month. If you don't like it, cancel it, get out. Okay. The next thing I'd like you to do is go into the description and buy this book. This is about the fourth book I've written, and it was co-written by Colin George, and we just put it out on June the 15th, and it explains the concept of you and I coming together to help make better investment decisions, as opposed to flying by the seat of our pants and working alone. We've had proof of concept, okay? We had a conversation yesterday. Every Monday morning at 8 o'clock and every Friday morning at 3 o'clock, we create a Zoom call and we talk about what happened in the market. And the question was raised, when do we close the door? What does that mean? Well, how big do we want this tribe to be? How many people, how many ideas can we manage? We don't know, but we will close the door. So if it appeals to you whatsoever, go to bestofusinvestors.com, give me your name and your email address, and I'll send you an invitation. You take a look at it. If it's what you need for your investment strategy, okay. If it isn't, I understand that as well. I mean, $10 a month might bankrupt you. So, but I think we're on to something. You don't have enough money to get inside information and firsthand information from Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan. I mean, to be on their number 1 list of information, you've got to have $100 million. There just aren't that many of us that have $100 million to give to Goldman Sachs. But maybe we can, through the advent of digital communication, that's called the internet, maybe we can duplicate what they do and maybe even do it better. Okay? So this is a people's movement. This is a tribe movement. That's my go for today. As I say, about 30 shares of Tesla, particularly if it gets to $700 a share. I just don't think it's going to go to $1,400 in 2 years, and I think this other one is going to do me better. All right, talk to you tomorrow.